Ladies and gentlemen, do you think Mohan Bhagwat is right? Is the Hindu population, is the population of the majority actually falling in the country? Something that we have seen by the Economic Advisory Committee panel, also remember, that had suggested much the same. If you look at those figures will surprise you. And that is why then leaders like Assaduddin Owaisi today, who have a real big problem with what you've heard from Mohan Bhagwat, will just expose the hypocrisy of certain people. We'll bring in images also of Mohan Bhagwat and Assaduddin Owaisi, because Assaduddin Owaisi does not want you to know what the EAC panel had said, that the population and the growth rate of the Hindus is falling down in the country, but the rate of growth of the minorities, the Muslims, is increasing. So there is a gap. And because there is a gap, you know, the entire victimhood narrative that has been played by Assaduddin Owaisi and the likes of a lot of other political parties today, who are today sitting in the opposition but who tell you Musalman khatre mein hai, will have a problem the moment they need to accept it's not the Musalman, it is not the minority in danger at all. Is the majority in the country now in danger? Is the population of the Hindus going down? And what Mohan Bhagwat has said, do you think that is political? Because he says if we need to save ourselves as a community, it's important. So remember, katenge to batenge is what you've heard from Mohan Bhagwat, the Prime Minister Yogi Adityanath. So today it's come down to, agar ghatoge, to katoge. Ghatoge as in the population will go down, to batoge. Let's bring up details now of this committee report that I had spoken about, something that has been out in the public domain, but the numbers that are difficult to digest for the entire opposition today. Because they don't want to tell you that there have been religious conversions. They do not want to speak of the demographic changes led by infiltrators. Because these are the same people who will give guarantees to infiltrators. You remember? Always remember this. So who does not want the Hindu population to grow at a healthy rate? Who wants the Hindu population to come down? And who has absolutely no problem? If you have the minorities in the country that can continue to grow and prosper, but still they will tell you कि मुसलमान खतरे में है. Let's take a moment to put out this big face-off. Mohan Bhagwat versus Assaduddin Owaisi. Before I tell you more about why today the entire Musalman Khatre Mein Hai brigade and the lobby is completely silent.
संख्येचा उल्लेख झाला, जनसंख्या कमी होते भटकीत आहे. चिंतेचा विषय आहे. याचं कारण हे शास्त्र, लोकसंख्या शास्त्र जे आधुनिक असं सांगतं की 2.1 च्या खाली जायला लागलो तर तो समाजच नष्ट होतो. पृथ्वीच्या पाठीवर तो राहत नाही. कोणी त्याला मारेल असं नाही. तो काही नसलं संकट तरी तो समाज नष्ट होतो, पुढे चालत नाही.
महाराष्ट्र में सरकार बन रही है, आप बोलिए कि लाडली औलाद के नाम पे जो ज्यादा बच्चे पैदा करेगा 3,000 रुपए देंगे अकाउंट में डालिए. प्रधानमंत्री क्यों कहे पार्लियामेंट इलेक्शन में कि मुस्लिम महिला ज्यादा बच्चे पैदा करते हैं? तो ये हिपोक्रेसी है बीजेपी आरएसएस की.
मोहन भागवत जी को देश के पॉपुलेशन के बारे में बहुत चिंता हो रही है. आज हमारी देश की पॉपुलेशन लगभग 150 करोड़ हो गई. और कितनी पॉपुलेशन बढ़ाना चाहते हैं सर संघ चालक? ये जो सलाह है आपके बीजेपी के लोगों को दीजिए. एक जगह पर आपकी सरकार कुटुंब कल्याण, कुटुंब नियोजन की योजना चलाती है. ये दोगली नीति है.
So let's bring up the questions that the opposition today perhaps is scared of speaking about. But let's uncover the story, let's peel the story layer by layer. Now Mohan Bhagwat, ladies and gentlemen, is advocating for a 3-child policy. He said at least have 3 children. But I want to ask, who's making this political? Is there anything political about this? Let's bring up the next question, and our tagline continues to be Ghatoge to Katoge. After Batoge to Katoge, is Ghatoge to Katoge now going to be the new war cry when it comes not just to the RSS that is looking, you know, at completing 100 years next year in 2025? Is it also time now, ladies and gentlemen, to scrap the 2-child norm as it is in certain states? Have those states realized the benefits of that norm, or they believe that it's time now to go for a complete overhaul because there are new revelations that have come in today? Now, is it not true that the Prime Minister's Economic Council had found that the majority population share, that is the share of the Hindus, has actually shrunk between 1950 and 2015? If you look at the data, it has shrunk by almost a 7.82%. That is almost 1% every decade. Can the opposition deny this? Can Assaduddin Owaisi deny this? This brings us to our next question that's again up on your screen. The same EAC is citing that the Muslim population or the population of the minorities has actually surged by a whopping 43.15%. 43.15%. So who are those still not willing to accept this? Who still will tell you कि और सब भूल जाइए बस मुसलमान देश में खतरे में हैं? Who really are these people? This to our final question now. Is Mohan Bhagwat, ladies and gentlemen, actually speaking in national interest? Is this about the country? Because again and again the Prime Minister has also said कि एक है तो safe है. Is it about that sentiment, or is he guilty of targeting any religion, as the opposition today has made this sound? Without wasting time, let's say good evening to our panel of guests. Joining us, we have Professor Rakesh Sinha, who's a former MP of the Rajya Sabha, the RSS ideologue. He's done a lot of work, I must tell you, when it comes to population control. So he'll actually dispel a lot of these myths out in the open. Raghav, okay, we'll get Raghav with us in just a moment. But Abhiram Komareddy is the national spokesperson of the TDP with us. We also have Rohan Mitra joining us, who's a political analyst. He does lean towards the Congress. Dr. Pawan Rao Ambedkar is a spokesperson of the AIMIM. We also have Siddharth Sharma, who represents the Aam Aadmi Party here. And Advocate Talha Rashidi is the spokesperson of the Rashtriya Ulema Council joining us. And Rakesh Sinha ji, with your permission, I want to begin by looking at the naysayers. People who are not willing to accept the data. People who say कि Mohan Bhagwat एक particular religion को target करते हैं बार बार. और ये हिंदू मुसलमान की जो लड़ाई है और जो हिंदू मुसलमान में जो डेटा की जगलरी में गेम खेल जाते हैं ना, उनको एक्सपोज करते हैं. So Advocate Talha Rashidi, let's begin by asking you first up. Do you agree with what Mohan Bhagwat ji is saying?
No, Mohan Bhagwat ji rightly pointed out that there is a population imbalance. And that imbalance should be addressed in two ways. One, that inside the country, the imbalance between the communities and the regions. Any society or any country where there is an imbalance among these various social groups and demographic imbalance, that create a lot of problems, social problem, cultural problem and political problems that we are witnessing. In Kerala, the Hindu population and Christian population are declining, and the Muslim population, there is a vast difference between two. There is a 10-point difference in the growth of the Muslim population and Hindu population. And Christian population and Muslim population, the difference is 11 points. That's why the Christian Bishop said that after a few years, Kerala will be an Islamic state. Therefore, this is not more than the religion. It is the policy we should address in a way that such kind of social imbalance should be removed. Second important thing which Mohan Bhagwat ji raised about the three-child norm. You know, this is a global sentiment. Out of 130 countries in the children produced by the couple is less than 2. So the decrease of the population. However, the India's population growing, we have the highest number of the youth population. But after 2040, India's youth population will decline. We will be aging. So Mohan Bhagwat ji's address to the people and appeal to the people and the government is futuristic. It is not. He's not addressing the present. He's addressing the future of the country.
Yes.
Any statesman who thinks about the posterity will agree with Mohan Bhagwat ji.
Okay. Let me then get in first, Pawan, and later Talha Rashidi will also come in. Pawan Rao Ambedkar ji, you represent the AIMIM. Now, Assaduddin Owaisi ne aaj bahut baatein kahi hain. Do you think he does not know the facts, or he does not want people to know the real facts? Kuch to problem hai na?
It's a very hilarious. Now, Rakesh Sinha is accepting the statement given by the Mohan Bhagwat. See, the people who were continuously opposing the child policy and population control, and they are encouraging that there must be at least 3 childs in a family. So this is a very hilarious. Now the question is this: if this statement was given by any other person, you cannot imagine the situation of this country.
Do you accept this or you reject it?
No, we are laughing the statement given by the Mohan Bhagwat.
No,
Whether
but
he
you're
is going
laughing
to,
because this is coming in from the RSS chief. You're making this personal.
Listen, ma'am. Whether Mohan Bhagwat is going to oppose the policy of Indian government, there are so many acts and there are so many provisions which are prevailing in this country. Now, take the example of Uttar Pradesh. Now, Uttar Pradesh government is going to design a bill which is going to control the population, and there are so many norms in the UP government bill. This is a UP government bill on population. There are so many points. I will tell you the...
No, I'm a little confused because see, my audience would want to know. See, Mohan Bhagwat has cleared his position. What is the position of the AIMIM? Rohan, I'm just going to come back to you. But Pawanji, clear your position. Tell me, where do you stand? You want a policy for population control? And do you want then that to be applicable to people across religions? Or you believe again, like you people are against the UCC, it becomes problematic?
No, this is not the question of religion. This is the question of policies. Whether the Mohan Bhagwat is going to oppose the policies of the government or whether he is going to start a new type of, you can say, situation in this country.
But what will the MIM do? Will you continue to tell us that Musliman khatre mein hai?
No,
give me 30 seconds to intervene.
Rakesh ji, I'm just coming to you, sir. Once he finishes his point.
We never say that the Musliman is in khatre mein. Those who are saying continuously Hindu is in khatra. Hindu is in khatre mein hai.
So Hindus are not in khatra. You are saying Hindus are not in khatra?
No. We never say. We never.
No. Do you accept the fact that the Hindus, the majority, can also be in danger? Do you accept that fact, or you dismiss that?
No. You are diverting the points given by the Mohan Bhagwat.
Okay, I will let Rakesh Sinha ji respond before we go ahead. Rakesh Sinha ji.
You know the facts and polemics both are different things. Polemics cannot change the facts. In 1951, after the India's independence, the first census was done. The Hindu population was 84%. And in 2011, the Hindu population came down to 79 point some population. So there is a decrease of 5% Hindu population. The Muslim population, which was 9%, became
Pawanji, you must now hear him out, please. Yes.
Please, let me complete. And I have given the example of Kerala. There are two things in population. One thing is seeing the country's balance, aging population, replacing the aging population. Other thing is a population jihad. MIM believes in the population jihad. Jansankhya jihad mein ye vishwas karte hain. They are trying to create a disharmony.
Talha Rashidi is having a good laugh. I do not know why. Talha?
No, why are you not...
Okay, Pawan. Pawan, you'll have to please wait. I need to get other people here. You can counter them later. Please, Talha. Talha. You'll have to unmute, Talha. Unmute kariyega.
Unmute. Can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear.
Good evening to everyone. This is really laughable, and I'm pretty much happy that Mr. Rakesh Sinha, who's a very learned personality and ex-MP also, has brought in the jihad terminology, the population jihad. Now, I just want to ask everyone sitting out here, what would they say to this Mohan Bhagwat statement? This is Bhagwa, population Bhagwa or population reverse jihad. What exactly? What
is this Bhagwa population? What is this Bhagwa population, Talha?
What is population jihad? Why didn't you interrupt Mr. Rakesh Sinha? What do you mean by population jihad? Does he understand the meaning of jihad? It's a religious terminology. Why do you have to bring in the religious feelings of Muslims and
See, why are you making this Hindu versus Muslim? No, Talha, that is the problem.
When I say Bhagwat population, you are there to rebut me, but you will never object or never rebut Mr. Rakesh Sinha, people of such ideology.
Okay, I must get 5 seconds. 5 seconds to Rakesh ji to respond.
I'm telling you.
Let me complete, sir. Let me complete. He gave data.
No.
Just data of Economic Advisory Council. Sir, okay. You are senior to me. Please rebut, then I'll respond.
Rakesh.
I am giving example of few districts. We are not fighting. We all are the common citizens of the sons and daughters of the motherland. So we should not fight on the basis of religion. This is the factual things. Mewat in Haryana, Malda and Murshidabad in Bengal, Barpeta in Assam. These are certain districts. Araria in Bihar. How the population increased a particular community? There is a complete imbalance in 1951 population and 2021 population. So look, let me complete. You respond. Let me complete. Let me complete here. Let me complete just one sentence. The systematic manner the population is increased, some due to ignorance that religion permits. We are that the population must be in a planned manner, not unplanned manner. Some people are increasing population in unplanned manner, 9 children, 12 children, 13 children, 14 children. We cannot tolerate this. No nation can tolerate this. This creates a social disharmony, imbalance, demographic imbalance, and that is not going to be tolerated. We have to create a balance. You cannot take the shelter of religion. That religion permits for the 9 children, 12 children. This is the demographic jihad. This is the population jihad.
Rakesh has put out his point. Tala, before I come back to you, because this is just not, a two-way conversation. I have other 3 panelists who haven't spoken. Tala, please give me some time. Siddharth, does the Aam Aadmi Party support this?
Yeah, well, Deepti, pardon my sore throat today, having been in one of the 65,000 Mandal meetings day long. Sore throat means that
You're forgetting the Delhi ka pollution, no? That has made all of us sick. Delhi ka pollution, mat bhulna.
नहीं पूरे दिल्ली का नहीं, मैं रोहतक में था कल. Anyway, let's not get into that. So I'll try to be very brief and I'll not try to spar with anyone today, especially with Rakesh ji around. He's a senior person. The simple fact, Deepti, is that if I buy a vehicle, even if it is on loan, I have to fuel it daily with my own pocket. I think those who say India has a population fail to see people as human resource, and those who see people as human resource ensure that universal education, universal healthcare, universal electricity and universal water is given to them free, like Aam Aadmi Party is doing in Delhi, or like decreasing crime rate and increasing MSP to farmers like Aam Aadmi Party is doing in Punjab.
No, Siddharth, much like your good friends Rahul Gandhi, Mamata Banerjee, are you scared of mentioning the Hindu word, the Hindu word?
Yeah, I'll come to that. I've heard your question. I'll answer to that. That's where a context is required. The context is that exactly why Aam Aadmi Party, premier educators like Mr. Awadh Oja sir chose AAP to help bring a universal good global best practices. Or when Modi ji's own Raghuram Rajan endorses publicly a book called Delhi Model, saying it provides a template for education. Exactly why Arvind Kejriwal model is human centric and not Man Ki Baat centric. I think when you are saying about numbers here, whatever numbers are true or untrue, because everyone is right now quoting numbers, that comparatively a number of a community might be increasing or decreasing, but those numbers are from 2011, 2014 is 13 years down the line. We are a census due. These numbers can hold
Siddharth,
only when
Siddharth, I know this is a difficult position for you. You have a big election in Delhi. You have to win that at any cost. Rohan and Patabi haven't spoken, Siddharth, but I'll just take 30 seconds to ask you one quick question before both these gentlemen come in. Now, does the Aam Aadmi Party believe the narrative that has been spread by the likes of Owaisi and others कि मुसलमान खतरे में है, या आपको लगता है कि हिंदू भी खतरे में हो सकते हैं?
I think the Constitution of India gives everyone a free right to speech. BJP's ecosystem that sees India's demographic dividend as mere numbers are cursed to an oxymoron of rising crime graph in India's capital, as well as storm-storming 80 crore rations being given free. And both are admissions of abject failure. India has a wonderful existing demographic dividend in a superb car called We the People. BJP should first start running it by fueling it with education, health, employment, and refrain from sermonizing people.
Okay,
BJP
so now Siddharth, if your Delhi election speech is done, I will now get in both Rohan and Patabi here. I know Delhi wale hai na, to dil se sab Delhi ki baatein nikalti hai. But Siddharth, you will have to face this issue sooner or later. But Rohan, where does the Congress today stand on this entire issue? The Congress again finds it difficult to accept the reality and these numbers, because when these numbers came out, a lot of people said, a lot of netas said these are lies, bunch of lies.
Deepti, I was listening to both sides of the conversation all this time, Before answering anything, I think, family planning, how many kids one person's going to have, that's a decision in a family. That's mine and my wife's decision, right? It's not a political choice. It's not something we need to do it for any political ideology or anything. It's about us, how much we can sustain, what kind of values, what kind of upbringing we can provide our kids, so that our kids are best placed to see Mr. Sinha was talking about the future, right? The future is going to determine by what kind of preparation the kids today are going to have. So if my income level is going to not provide for 4 kids equally, why will I have 4 kids? Okay. I have the same problem here. 2 days back, the BJP leader of the opposition in Bengal, Mr. Sinha, was talking about Murshidabad and Malda. Let's take it there. He put out a point about the cabinet minister in Bengal who said, "Hamare do, hum do, hamare char." He was saying that's wrong. So my point is that let's not go into that. Any educated person today, Deepti, you as of this is a channel debate where we're talking to educated people. We have to make sure that the world we leave for our kids, the resources they have, the education system, the values. When we have a country where we have 80 crore people who are on food and ration, how can they afford 3 kids? How can the government sustain it? As an income tax I'm paying my income taxes. Okay. I'm not getting the benefits on the taxes. My kids are going to suffer on that. My point is, if Mr. Mohan Bhagwat thinks that 3 kids are important, he should first practice that. He should tell Mr. Modi.
You're making this personal. No, see, Rohan, I was just about to say that you've put out a fantastic argument. I agree with it. Till you made this personal, you dragged in Narendra Modi himself. I mean, I don't think that's the best response to every question, Rohan. Let me get in Patabi. I have limited time. Now, what Patabi is wanting to do is pretty interesting. Patabi, do you want to tell our, audiences? Because the government in Andhra is also thinking of a lot of changes when it comes to this 2-child norm.
Yeah, Deepti, good evening. See, I don't want to, comment on this point on religious lines. But yes, our leader, Sri Nara Chandrababu Naidu, a few weeks back, has expressed concern about the declining fertility rate and also the declining young population, which is not good for any country's economy. So we agree with the concerns of Mohan Bhagwat ji, not on religious lines, but on the point of declining fertility rate. Because a lot of countries are suffering because of aging population. Countries like Japan, Korea, a lot of European countries are also suffering from aging population. So if we don't start talking about it from now, even India will have the same kind of problem in 2040s. Today we are talking about Vision 2047, the year which will celebrate 100 years of independence. We cannot celebrate our 100 years of independence with aging population.
Who's making this political? Who's making this political?
See, but our point of view, the TDP's point of view is, yes, there should be a discussion on the declining fertility rate and other issues, but not on religious lines. Don't bring religion into this. Yes, today India's biggest strength is our youth. The young population of India today our biggest strength. But tomorrow we should not lose this strength. That is the point which we are trying to make.
Tala, 5 seconds. 5 seconds to you, Tala.
Ma'am, I just want to bring in because you started the debate on a religious point that the Hindu population is decreasing. I just want to quote the NHS's data of 2021. It says that the fastest decline among the religious line is amongst the Muslims. That in 1992 it was...
No, I don't know which data you are quoting. I told you I've quoted the Prime Minister's EAC data. Can you tell me which data are you quoting?
The NHS's data, National Family Health Survey. It's a government data, so it's not my own data or WhatsApp University data, which was being quoted by Mr. Sinha and by the Economic Advisory Council data.
What the EAC has said, it's a data from a WhatsApp University. Pavan ji, आपको भी यही लगता है ना? 5 seconds बस.
No. The data is exact. National Family Health Survey has released the data that 4 point something population was in 1992-93 and in 2019-21 it decreases to 2.5.
Okay.
In Muslim,
so should we as a country
community.
be concerned, Pawan? Yes or no? Should we be concerned?
No, why are you correcting in a religious point of view?
No, you are dragging in religion. That's exactly what I said. And you just heard Patabi saying that forget religion. Think about conversions.
Listen.
Think about delimitation. Think about the demographic changes. Think about our manpower. Think about our resources. Think about our future. Do not make this about religion.
Same person.
Only for what of time. I must thank Rakesh Sinha ji for his time and all other gentlemen for joining us. We'll continue to track that. We head into a quick break.